तो ढूंढते रहे सपनों का जहां, यहाँ वहाँ, हाँ जी हाँ। हम तो खोजते रहे अपने मकान, यहाँ वहाँ, हाँ जी हाँ। कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू, कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू, कुकुड़ुकुड़ु, कुकुड़ुकु, कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू, कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू, कुकुड़ुकुड़ु, कुकुड़ुकु। हम तो बंठन चले सुनने नए किस्से कहानियां, बचपन की यादें पुरानी हमको बतलाती थी रानी। एक था राजा एक थी रानी, होती थी खत्म कहानी। एक से एक कहानी सुन लो कलमों को, ज़बानी सुन लो खुशियों का पिटारा खोलो और सारे मिलके बोलो कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू, कुकुड़ुकुड़ुकु, कुकू,
So, hi, hello everyone. How are you all? I missed you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the festivals very much. It was an amazing week. And so, after an amazing week of amazing festivals, we are back here. Kukuruku is back here with another super amazing, splendid session of the Mosaic Art Workshop by Miss Kalyani Voleti. So, hello, good morning, everyone. I am Mishika Singh and I am your host for the session today. And welcome to the Mosaic Art session of Kukuruku Art Festival, the biggest, longest global running art festival for children. It is global not only because we have facilitators from 9 different countries, but because we have viewers and listeners from different countries like Oman, Qatar, and UAE. And we are so honored to welcome our guests from the Middle East. Yay! So I hope children, you all are very excited. And since I can already see your excitement in the chat box, we shall begin very soon. But before we begin, there are a few rules that you will need to keep in mind, as you already know. But I am going to repeat it once again for you all. The session will be 40 minutes long, followed by a 20 minutes question and answer round where you can ask about all your queries and doubts. And she, Miss Kalyani Voleti, our instructor, will answer all of them for you. So during the first half of 40 minutes, please keep yourself muted and keep notes of any doubts or queries you have on a notepad and address them to us after during the question and answer round. Secondly, if you are stuck somewhere or if you cannot see the video or you have any problem regarding this, do not worry. Please reach out to your parents and I hope they will be more than happy to help you with it. And thirdly, do not worry if you miss out anything or have poor connection or lose connection because this whole session is being recorded, as you all know, and will be uploaded to our Kukuruku website. And you can go to your Kukuruku dashboard and have access to all the recorded sessions over there. The recording will be available on our website within 24 hours. So, are you guys ready for this fun filled journey? Please write in the chat box. Please send in your favorite emojis to tell me how excited you are because I am for everyone. Yes, I can see a lot of you really excited and very enthusiastic. So brace yourself, kids, with an amazing journey of Mosaic Art Workshop with Miss Kalyani Voleti. Let's welcome her with a loud round of applause. Send us your emojis, children.
Hey everyone,
Hey, how
so
are you,
nice
ma'am?
to have all of you back on another fun-filled journey. Thank you, Kukuduku Art Fest. Thank you, all the sponsors. I'm sure you're going to really love this workshop because it's got so much of learning, it's got so much of color, it's got so much of action, and it has so much of history too. So who's ready? I'd like to see. Where are those emojis? I'm wearing the color of the emoji, by the way.
So yeah, I would like to tell you all that this session is brought to you by Camel, India's favorite stationery brand, in association with our radio partner 92.7 Big FM, our publication partner Sonalika Publications, and our entertainment partner Pogo. And if you are wondering, or you might want an introduction of our super talented instructor, Miss Kalyani Voleti, I am more than happy to introduce her to you all. So she, spanning 19 years of rewarding learning experience in India and Japan, Miss Kalyani Voleti was nominated as the Visual Arts Curriculum Developer for primary schools in CBSE International. And with it, given the opportunity to be the change, Kalyani Voleti has initiated an origami tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, which has traveled virtually to over 26 countries from now. Isn't that amazing, children? Because for me, sure it is. So I'm very sure you are under great hands and brace yourself to enjoy an amazing time with her.
Thank you so much, Ishika. The origami will happen tomorrow, but today we are here to learn a beautiful technique called the mosaic technique, which, has the longest history. And to tell you a little bit about it, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I'm going to share my screen and show you a small video. And I'm also going to show you some amazing pictures that my students have done with this technique and how they have explored different media, different techniques, as well as different, wet media like paints, sketch pens would be a dry media, even oil pastels. You can even use color pencils. I just asked for just two, but if you are not able to get your paints, you can even get color pencils. You can get any media. Actually, even if you have just one color, the technique is so beautiful. You're going to love it, even doing it in one color, which is called monochrome. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to tell you about this beautiful technique, this beautiful art form. It's called the mosaic technique. And if you can see here, by the way, look at all those pictures. They are all done by kids like you who were learning under me. So you know what? I'm expecting as good or even better pictures to be. Okay, let me show you what mosaic is. Actually speaking, mosaic technique is a work where you take little pieces of tiles or ceramic or even glass and you embed it on a plaster or something. And so it's kind of it's not a two-dimensional media as it was started. And it was started in the ancient Roman times. And my goodness, if some of you might have gone to Italy, Rome, and seen all those beautiful churches, if you have seen the amazing, the size of those mosaics, first of all, and the color and the detail and the shading, you can actually see people with so much emotion. Those people who were on those mosaics, they have done some amazing work. And our inspiration today is that. What we are going to be doing is, we won't be taking little pieces of tile and everything because it kind of gets complicated in a home scenario. But we'll do the next best thing. We'll take inspiration from here and we'll go forward from there. It was used as floor and wall decoration. I'll just show you some beautiful pictures. Look at this. The warriors, the people in the courts. There were so many lovely mosaics, and the use of actual tiles of different colors. How much effort must have gone into all of this? It's just amazing to think, and that too so long ago, centuries ago, you know. So if you can see the shading on the legs, you can see the highlights, you can see the armor, you can see the people in different action. It's just perfect. And it's all done by minute little tiles embedded on mortar or plaster. Isn't that amazing? And look at the detail. Look at this guy. Look at the eyes. My, it looks so good. It looks as if he's just staring at you. And that detail on the head, the wrapping on the head. Of course, you know, a lot of these, because they're so old, they have been, you know, damaged over time. But then they're restoring these and they're making sure the world sees these in their true splendor. So beautiful. And if you notice, see the little squares? They're all the little tiles that have been embedded on the plaster. And now I want to show you what all are possible with the mosaic technique. If you see the dolphin on your left, you will see it's done by little tiles, you know, small chips of tiles. But if you see the cup and the saucer, guess what it's made of? It's made of just paper. You cut up the paper and you make them little squares. Actually, not just squares, they could be any shape. Because, you know, as this shape appears, if you can embed something that goes in and fits nicely, that's a paper collage. And on the right, you will be amazed to know. Can anyone guess? Is the chat open, Ishika? Are they supposed to, can they guess what the right side one is made of? Can I ask them to? Is the chat open?
Yes, the chat is open. They can send.
I'd like you to guess what the right side mosaic, the one with the beautiful flower, is made from. Can anyone guess? Come on, tell me. Can I see the chat? Yeah, let me check. Where's the chat? Not yet. Nobody's got it yet. Okay, you can stop now. You know, that was a tough one. You will never guess what this is made of. I'm going to reveal the secret now. That is actually made out of eggshells. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And eggshells all crumple into different, you know, little sized chips. And the most beautiful thing about eggshells is when you put them in little color, they take on that color. And that's why you look at the colors that have been reached. I am telling you, it's such a blessing to work with this media. It's beautiful. You know, diamond painting would be something different. Mosaic would be something what you see over here. And so, like I said, there's so many ways to do mosaics. Today, we're going to be using the media that's most accessible to us so that, you know, everybody achieves, everybody gets a good. And the reason I also did not ask you to get paper is because, you know, you might have the fan on, they might go all over and you'll have a confetti rain all over and you'll end up running all over your room to collect your little scraps of paper. So let's not get there. You can do it at your leisure, just to let you know the kind of possibilities with the media. All right. And here's the next one. And now I want you to see what my wonderful students have done. This is done by a 4th grade student. Can you believe it? He even drew the picture just using a sketch pen, no pencil, by the way. And do you know what he did this with? He used sketch pens, simple, ordinary sketch pens. And what I told them to do was leave a little gap. Of course, there is a lot of gap here, but you could go closer. That would be more nicer. And then you'll also get a better color effect when you look at it from a distance. It will look colored, but when you come closer, you will see that it's all little chips. It's beautiful. And look at this. This is done with poster colors and watercolors. And if you notice the same thing, all they've done is they've taken a lovely brush like this and they've worked with using different colors. And just for contrast, what the student has done is, in some areas, she has not done the mosaic, and in some areas, she's done mosaic. So it kind of builds a contrast. Even the other one, if you see, the circular one is just beautiful. Look at the shading, so many possibilities. And here's another one. Here's another idea where somebody wanted to use dots instead of little shapes. All right, no problem. And also if you notice, in some areas there's a flat color behind and then the mosaic goes on top. Whereas in some areas, it's directly on the white paper. Can you see the blue sky, for example, has a dark blue and then it has the lovely lighter blue dots on it. Similarly, the green here, it has a dark green and then the colors on the top, the lighter colors form the mosaic. So the possibilities are only limited by your imagination. What can you think of? That's what I'm going to ask you. And look at this. Sceneries, all of them, beautiful sceneries. And just using simple paint, brush, water, etc. So are you excited to start off on our journey? We're going to go on a mosaic journey, and it started way back when in ancient Rome, and it has reached 2021. And today we're all going to do mosaics. So I'm going to now ask you to create your own mosaic. And you can share your creativity with me. You can send me an email and send your pictures in this. You can send it to Kukuduku. They will send it to me. Any way you like. I'd love to see your pictures. Okay, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to have my other screen spotlighted now so that you can see the work that I will be showing you and the demonstration I will be showing you. All right. So Ishika, can we have the other screen? I'm going to I'll turn off this video and turn on that video. Yes. Yes, got it. Now I will turn off this because we don't need this now, or maybe we do, we can have it. So I need to flip my camera. Here you go. So what do you see here? You see some mosaic works which look complete, but I intentionally left them incomplete to do it alongside to give you a demonstration. And I'm also going to be doing another piece in front out here. So if you notice, this has been done with sketch pens. And if you notice, I have a black outline on it. Can you see? And it's a simple picture. It has a butterfly and some flowers and some leaves. And what you see is a contrast of color. So my strong recommendation would be, if you want a border, you can. If you don't need a border, no big deal. It's up to you. Okay, got it? Now, what I need you to do is draw nice and big. If you notice how big the butterfly is, because only when your drawing is big, you will be able to fill it with the mosaic, whether it's with sketch pen or with the paints. Now in this picture, if you notice, I'm going to show you closer. This is done with poster colors. And if you notice, look at my shading. I've used 2 yellows here. And then I have also painted the back, and then I'm going to do mosaic on this. Can you see? And you can do different colors. And in some areas, I have not painted the background. I've done directly with paint the color. So spot check, what do you need when you start painting? You need a box of colors. You can use permanent markers too. You can do anything. You can use regular sketch pens. You can use, a thick one would actually make your job faster, but any kind of sketch pens are fine. So if you're working on poster colors, get a box of poster colors, and I have a Campbell set here, and get yourself a little tissue which you can wipe your brush with. Then get a bowl of water to wash your brush with, and then get yourself a palette. My palette looks nice and used because I have been working on these beautiful projects. So if you're ready, I'm going to start. And what I'm going to do is, first we will draw the picture like I did here. I have a pencil drawing, and then we'll get to the coloring. All right. So if you wish, you can draw a pencil drawing, and you have a choice of taking a sketch pen and outlining it, or even an oil pastel. If you use an oil pastel, the best thing would be there will be no error, because this oil pastel has oil in it. And so if you paint inside, even if you make a mistake, this oil pastel is going to make sure it does not go beyond your picture. So I'm going to start, and maybe I'll use this oil pastel. And I use green because this is a nice macaw. So shall we go ahead? I'm giving you a choice. You can draw, yeah, absolutely. You can make your own drawing. I don't need 1,000 macaws staring at me. No, I always believe, yeah, you can use sketch pens. Absolutely. I believe your creativity should come out. So these are just samples. You can make your own picture. I'm sure everybody here knows how to make a picture, draw a picture. My only recommendation, please draw big. That's all. All right. Only if you draw tiny, 2 little mosaic lines and your drawing is done. And then that's no fun. There's no room for exploration. If you notice here, the colors, I could do yellow, I could do red, I could do orange, I could do so many things because the drawing was big. We can draw anything, my dear, absolutely anything. So I have drawn a nice scarlet macaw because the scarlet macaw teaches us a beautiful thing with the colors of its colors. Do you know what it teaches us? That you can do lots with just primary colors. And what are primary colors? Anyone knows what are primary colors? I'll wait for an answer. In the meantime, I'm going to draw, okay? So I'm going to draw my outline with a oil pastel, okay? And I did a pencil line so we don't waste time. And then I'm just going over it now. I'm a left-hander. Who is a left-hander here? Able to see? Yes, you're able to see. All right. I'm quickly getting my drawing over here. And actually, you can even use oil pastels to do the mosaic. Up to you, whatever material is available with you, you can just use that material and create that mosaic, beautiful mosaic. Mosaic is just little chips of color put together, and it looks like, you know, color, but when you come closer, it's a lot of little chips. That's it. So I'm going to make the tail now. Can you see my drawing? Yes, you can. Yes, somebody said it right, Samira. Absolutely red, blue, and yellow. So the macaw is a fantastic example of primary colors. The scarlet macaw. So I'm just going to go like this and keep it simple. Okay. You can draw anything you like. There is no compulsion that you have to draw what I draw. Just go ahead and draw whatever you feel like. All right. And all right, I got the eye now. My drawing is ready. So if you had to use sketch pens, so let me do a little further down here and show you. If you had to use sketch pens, just pick up the sketch pen and all you have to do is start anywhere and try to keep that little rhythm going. Look what I'm doing. I'm going to show you on this. Yeah. See, I'm going to continue this part. Okay, that's why I left it open for you so I can show you along the way. Now, when I'm making my little squares, they're not actual squares. They're all kinds of, they don't look like perfect squares, not geometric. Okay, because now see, I have a little space here. So I want to fill as much space. So I'm going to go on and on, adding more and more different shapes. You could even do just triangles. You could do rectangles. See, look, I made a triangle here. If you notice what I'm wearing, I've got a lot of triangles on my dress too. So, how you feel like, just go with the flow, enjoy the process, and here we go. And what did I do? I intentionally kept the sky a different color from the flower and the butterfly because I wanted a contrast. When I do contrast, my picture will be visible much better than it would be if I didn't have a contrast. Look at this. Look at my shapes, the shapes, how they are developing. As the shape is, just follow the shape and keep going like this, like this, like this. Look. And now there's a little space for a small one. All shapes will not be the same size. And what I do recommend is leaving that little space of white, okay? If you have a different color paper, that color will show. But I have a white paper, so I'm going to have white showing on my thing. Look at this. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going on making little shapes, which will look like little glass pieces maybe, little ceramic maybe, because of the vibrant colors of your sketch pens. Look at this. This is how I will just keep going. Understood? Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now paint this. So if you're using sketch pens, this was a demonstration, okay? You might, do you want to disable the chat? You can disable the chat. They can focus on their work. Because, you know, they might just end up not working and just chatting. So that's not a good idea. So I am taking red and I'm taking my brush and I am dispensing some red here. And remember, it's a poster color, so it shouldn't be too watery. Okay, so here's my red. I will start. So I'm going to start with the red. So what am I going to do? Let's go. Let's put it here. Oops, my pencil. Okay, so if you're watching, here you go. So what am I doing now? Remember, we have to only do little chips. Now, when I'm using my brush, I just need to make 2 lines and a mosaic is done. 2 lines, mosaic done. I don't even need to make a little square and then fill it. Can you see? You can just do this. Oh, look how beautifully the shapes are forming already. You know, can you see? Yeah, you might make mistakes sometimes. The shape might become bigger. Doesn't matter, you know. What is important is to try your best. That's the most important. Look here. So I'm going to go with the red. Can you see? Can you see? So because I've given him a strong green outline, now you will say, why does he need a strong green outline? Well, you know, artists, if you're an artist, give yourself the artistic license to do what you feel like, you know. Don't worry what people will tell you. If you love it, that's what matters. That's the most important thing that matters. So here we're going to go with red. Can you see my, I'm not really making any shapes with the brush. Can you see? I'm just putting little two lines and it's going and becoming a shape because my brush, and if you notice, see the brush. See what I'm doing? I'm just using the tip of the brush or maybe a little side of the brush and it's going this way. Look, oh, isn't that nice? Look, there it goes, there it goes. So as you build it, the color will build. Now, here's one more thing you need to remember. Suppose you want to give some shading, you can add some orange to it. Let's add some orange. Let's see what happens. Maybe the other part of the thing we can do, add a little orange too. It's up to us what we want to do. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to take some orange and now I'm going to do a little shading. Oh, it looks nice. Look, you could do that too. Because when light falls on an object, the colors take on different hues, you know. So here we go. I did a little orange. They look similar, but they are slightly different. And if you want more shades, you know what you could do? You could add a little yellow in this and it becomes even lighter. See, I can see the difference in my camera. I can see it. It's looking nice. I hope your pictures are looking nice too. I hope you're liking your pictures. Again, you could mix the reds, you could mix them and get some more hues, red and orange together. Can you see what I'm doing? Here you go. There you go. Now just follow the shape. That's one more thing that's very important. See, follow the shape like this. There you go. So I'm going to go there now. So it's all right. Like I said, if you made a mistake, It's totally okay. Because when you're learning something, you learn only when you make mistakes. Otherwise, you never get to learn, you know. So I'm going to take some more orange now and some more red. I'm going to go all over here. Can you see? Oh, so brilliant. So nice. You know what you could do in the next part? You could actually do, I think we're going to do yellow, right? Yeah, we'll do yellow. Let me show you. Interesting things. You know what we could do actually? Let me show you here only. I will paint the whole thing red, and then I'll take a lighter color and do the mosaic on this, because this is a wing, right? So it's up to us how we want to do it. So I'm going to do this. I just felt like right as we were talking, I said, okay, let me do this. Now here's what is interesting, everyone. Look, I'm putting my brush here. Because it's an oil pastel, it's pushing away the paint, because the oil doesn't let the water. Remember, they're two different media, oil and water. So what happens is your drawing will not go wrong at all if you take an oil pastel and if you outline it. See what's happening. It's actually protecting your color inside. It's like a boundary, you know. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry. In the meantime, we'll go for yellow. Keep a rag or something ready all the time to wipe your brush like this. Okay. And also it's a good idea to change your water every time. Because when you change your water, the water is fresh. It makes sure that the water is not getting, you know, the colors of the other colors that you had earlier. That won't. Now see what I'm doing. I'm doing the yellow. Look. Can you see the yellow? Even here, if you want, you can use yellow, full painted yellow, and then do another mosaic on the top. That's good too. Completely your wish, how you want to do. Can you see? Here you go. And make sure your colors are nice and thick so they show up nicely like this. Look. Oh, looking good, isn't it? Now I'm going to do another. Now let's get some mosaic on that part. How do we do that? What color shall we do, which will show there? So that's a good question. So I'm going to try to do yellow, mix it in this. Let's see if it works. Okay, look, I'm going to do mosaic on this now. Is it dry? Here. Oh, we need to wait. It's not dry yet. So if you're doing flat color, good idea would be to make all the flat colors first and then wait for it to dry and then go back on it later. Okay. So here is the yellow. Where else do we need yellow in our picture in a scarlet macaw? We need it on the beak. Yes, we do. So let's rub off the pencil lines and then we'll get the color going. Okay. So we'll get the beak. Beak. Here we go. If you wish, you can paint the whole thing. Completely up to you again. Because you can do contrast also. Some places mosaic, some places no mosaic. That will really add to the beauty of your picture. You know. And then let's now do the blue. For the blue, I'm going to take, there are two blues that we have. I'm going to take a cobalt blue. And when I'm doing that, I will show you this also. Wait. Let me also demonstrate this for you. Can you see this part? You remember I showed you this one? So here what am I doing? This is water and the wave is going like this. So my mosaic is also traveling in that same wave shape. And here the fish has interrupted my mosaic. So I'll follow the shape of the top of the fish. Can you see here? Here. Again, follow and look what's happening. The color at the bottom is the base now. Look. See here? Like this. And you can keep going, you know. And if you have a dark color, put a light color on the top. How do you get light colors? Go on adding white. A good ready reckoner would be, if you want a light color, take white and then add the color in it. If you want a near to the bottle color, then take the bottle color and add white. That way you don't waste your paint and you also get the color that you need quickly. Otherwise, you'll go on and on adding more and more and more white. And then what happens? Your white bottle gets over and your painting session comes to a stop. Not a good idea. So here we go, here we go, here we go. See what I'm doing? I'm just following the shape of the whatever is below. Here we go. I'm not watching the chat. Is there any question or any problem? Let me check. Now I'm going to go and do this. Okay, let me check. Is there any questions? Make sure. Okay, where are we? Questions. Okay. Materials. Looks like you're good. I hope all of you are enjoying this workshop, because I am surely enjoying this. And it's so much fun on a lovely afternoon, Saturday afternoon, sitting and painting with so many people from all over the world joining us virtually. See, again, I'm painting the whole thing. Then I'll put the mosaic on the top of this, you know. So your painting starts looking interesting, and then you will discover so many colors. It's absolutely amazing. See, I made a nice color at the bottom. Now here's the wing. Now how do I differentiate it with the body? So there I will not put the color, I'll just do mosaic. Can you see? Here you go. There you go. There you go. All I'm doing is moving my brush gently along the form, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, just the way we want. There you go. Got that? Isn't that beautiful? Now we can also do some blue here. Let's say we want some blue on the tail. Do we need blue on the tail? Let me see. Yes, we can have blue on the tail. We can also have red on the tail. So let me see where the blue tail is. The tail is a lovely, lovely red and blue. So what we'll do, we'll get some blue here and then we'll get some red. Look. And see, like I said, if you use an oil pastel, your job is even more faster because you don't have to worry at all. Yeah, you could do that too. You could do hexagons, you could do triangles, you can show red feather. I'm going to get them, my dear. Listen, I'm waiting for it to dry and then I will do. Because if it doesn't dry, the mosaic will not show. Okay. Yeah, brush pen will work too. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, because, oh, I'm drawing a Roman soldier. How nice. I'd love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Because you got the inspiration from the Roman mosaics. I love that. So good. Why didn't I think of it? Very good. There you go. So now I'm going to work on the red part. So I have my tissue, wiped my brush, washed my brush, wiped my brush. Let's go now and do the top. So for the red, let me see if the yellow shows up. Otherwise, I'll put some white. Look. So what I did, I took some yellow. Now I'm going to put some mosaic on this. Look. Is that looking good? Try it. You can try with any color you like. Let me bring some yellow out. So you can do any color, any way. If you want to do it differently, you can do it differently. If you want to add white to your red and get a pink and do, that's good too. Here you go. See? So because this color is so strong, what's happening is it's absorbing because it's not dry yet. Which is why a good point to remember would be paint your areas which you want to do the mosaic on first, then do the single mosaics first. Because I was doing a demonstration, I was giving you tips. So I wasn't doing that, but this is what you should actually do. Then your work will turn out quicker and also will turn out very interesting. You'll get contrasts of different types. Look, here you go, there I put one. So what's happening in my case is something you should learn. Try not to work when they are still wet, okay? Because the red from below will keep on absorbing the yellow, okay? Here you go. Then another one, then another one. However you feel, just follow the shape and that will work for you. Like this, like this. See what I'm doing? Just following the shape. Just following the shape like this. They look like little cute raindrops, isn't it? Now, if you want to go over this another time, be my guest. You can do that, okay? Otherwise, you can just leave it like this, up to you. So I'm going to go over it a little more, just for a little effect. Okay, can you see that? It's looking pretty, I think. There you go. Pretty, pretty. Now let's make the last part. Over here, we have this lovely tail, which again, look what's happening. I have two oil pastel lines. So they are protecting my red from getting into the blue. You should try that. It's a simple science, simple science. Oil pastel, the word itself tells you that pastels are oil-based and poster colors are water-based. So oil and water, have you ever tried oil and water? If you put, you take a bowl of water and you put oil on it, does it dissolve? It doesn't. It just floats on the surface. And you know, there's a beautiful technique that we can do using that also. There's so many wonderful things we can do in art. Yeah, it does. And who has tried marbling? Have you tried marbling? Oh, marbling is one of the nicest things you can do to experiment with water and oil. Here you go. There you go. How do you like my bird? I'm going to go ahead and finish the other part. And that would be the brown. Let me put this away. And then, you know, you have a choice of doing the background too. Up to you how you want to do the background. Whether you want to keep it simple, you want to do a nice, you know, some bright blue sky. What do you want to do? Completely your choice. Your picture, your choice, all good. So let me quickly get this on this thing, then we'll get into the question answer session. Okay. If you have any doubts, if you have any suggestions, if you've done something different, I'd love to hear about it. So I have taken brown. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the tree. Okay. Again, you know, here's another tip. Where's my brush? Yes. Here's another brush. I will use this and show you. This is a flat brush. Here you go. This is a flat brush. Can you see the flat brush? So this actually makes it faster. See what I'm doing? I'm just going to do this, this, this. Of course, they come out in simple square form. So the ability to make different shapes also does happen. But look, all I'm doing is dabbing it, color there, dabbing it, dabbing it. It's looking too uniform. I think we need some break here. So like this, go on. You can do it any shape you like. So it becomes very quick and very beautiful. There you go. There you go. Isn't that looking nice? Again, if you wish to paint the brown and do another color on top, that would be a nice idea too. So how you take your picture forward is your imagination. This is only like a starting point. Once the starting point is done, then you get ideas. You should open your mind and what else can I do to make it different? And then you'll get more ideas and more fun things to do. So your picture starts to look very different from what other people did. And that's what is interesting, isn't it? Here you go, here you go, one more, one more. So how quickly I have finished. So if you have a flat brush, that would be good too. And maybe if you want me to demonstrate some with the sketch pen, let me try now here. I'll try with the sketch pen. So what we could do is, say we want to do the green. Okay. So maybe I can just do a little leaf here and a leaf here and a leaf here and a leaf here. And this time do a simple mosaic. See, if it's a small one, all you need is a few. So even now I made them pretty big because I want to show you. So 4 little mosaics and your cloud leaves are done. Oh, they're looking so pretty. Can you see? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and your leaf is done. You could try. Yes, you know, dots would also be good, and I have another interesting way to do dots. You could use the back of a brush, or you could use a earbud. But you know, for mosaic, I wouldn't recommend dots that much because dots would get into the technique of pointillism, you know. So we could do shapes other than dots just to keep the mosaic technique intact. Okay. Not to say that mosaics, if I wanted to put circular dots, that's good too. It's not a bad idea. But don't do it completely with circles only. Keep it as one of the options. You know, that would make it interesting. Now, here's what I just got an idea. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a sketch pen and I'll make this, let's say I'll make a circle here like this. Okay. And I'll put as if there is a sunlight behind. And I'm just going to go like this. Just idea, as you're thinking, if you feel like doing something, go right ahead and do it. Look, I'm going to take my sketch pen. I'm giving it a good background of yellow. Can you see? The more I do, the more the form will come out. So let me finish. How are we doing on time? Let me see. 3:45. We can stop in the next 5 minutes, after next 5 minutes. I'm giving you a little more time to work. Okay, there you go. Beautiful. See what's happening? The colors doing number of the flat brush. Okay, guys, I'll tell you the number. It should be a, let me see, what does it say here? It says, you know, a 3 would be good. A 3 or 4 would be good because beyond, yeah, this is 4. No, sorry. This is 1 actually. Sorry. This is 1. And 1 is a pretty, where is it? Yes, here it is. Look at it. It's not too fat. So it makes a good impression the minute you put it on the paper. Okay. So that would be good. In flat brushes, that is 1. So let me finish my sun behind. So my macaw will be happy. You will be happy. Here we go. All we need is, and don't worry too much about, you know, geometric shapes. You're not here to do geometry. You're just using the shapes to get there. You can use watercolors and it will look really good. It will look fantastic, in fact. But don't make it too transparent. A little thicker paint will always work. I'm using regular sketch pens. That's all. Regular sketch pens which you have, no? The fat ones, because the fat ones will get your job done quickly. You can even do thin ones. So you have lots of variety of sketch pens in the market. You can get something that works for you, which you think will look thick. Look what's happening. I'm using the form, the shape is going like this. Nice, no? Great. Instead of poster colors, I prefer poster colors because the paint is uniform and it is thick. So, and it's easy, and every time the poster colors come out in the same thickness, unless you put lots of water in it, of course. Look what I'm doing. Do you like this? Looks like the sun behind. Let me quickly do this, then maybe we can get into our Q&A. Anyone has questions? Let me check. Any questions? Materials? Anything else? No. All right. If you have any questions while you're working, you are free to type in the Q&A box, and the moderator will take it up. Any questions, any thoughts, any suggestions? Go right ahead and tell me right now while we're finishing the sun. This is bathing in the sun, sunbathing. See, I'm just doing circles also here. Doesn't matter. As long as the shapes are getting there, we just need something that looks like we've painted, but it's actually not painted, not fully colored. It's got little chips of, it should look like something it's not actually. There you go. Can you see my sun? Lovely sun, yellow. And I used a sketch pen for this. You could do mixed media. When you mix more than one color media on your page, it's called mixed media. And that adds to the beauty of your picture. There you go. What do you think of my sun? Cut the sponge, take a square, paint. You know, I wouldn't recommend because the sponge takes on water also, unless you don't dip the sponge in water. And then, but then if the sponge needs to be pretty, thin. Otherwise you get gigantic ones. And that's not going to look very pretty. So I would recommend you do small, cute little squares jumping all over the page. And then look at this, for example. See the way the shapes are actually following the shape of the angelfish. Pretty, no? So you just have to follow the shape and don't worry that they will look like bricks. They will look like bricks only if you make them all in one line. Then it will look like bricks. Because they're following the shape of the line that you created, it's not looking like a brick wall. Even if it's even here, for example, this is not looking like a brick wall. It's looking like a tree branch, isn't it? So what we need to remember is how to execute the shapes so that it looks interesting. So let me finish this. Let me quickly do the top of this, then you will understand. So if suppose you did only straight squares, then there is a chance that it will look like a brick. Okay, yes, you can make your sun orange. You can make it any color that you like. I picked yellow just because it was sitting there. That's it. So I'm going to work on with this now, see. So I'm using a different brush and I'm just following my instinct, what I feel like doing. It's getting over so fast, see. Isn't that nice? Quick work with a flat brush. And if you paint below, you get a nice color in the back. And also, another interesting thing would be, now the paint at the back sometimes will change the color of the paint on top. That's okay too. You get many shades of the mosaic there. See, like this. So here you go. This way, this way. I'm just going with the flow. What I feel like doing. The most important thing in art is your feeling. When you feel that something is right, just go with it. Just go with it. Your instinct is what is guiding you in your art. Understood? Here you go. Almost there. Can you see how nicely it's filling up? Good, no? So let me see. What time is it? What type of brush? You can use any kind of brush, and that brush would include a flat brush or a round brush, or you could even use an earbud. If the cotton buds that we have, they will work beautifully. If you're afraid to use a brush, you can use that also. So your wish, how you want to take it forward, you can even use a sketch pen. You can use, what else? You can use fingers maybe. If your fingers are nice and dainty. But again, finger painting might end up spoiling the mosaic effect. So I wouldn't, you could try, but yeah, look, here you go. And so quickly it's getting over, see. Here you go. And as the color changes, it's time to pick up fresh color again. See? See? My colors become light now. Doesn't matter. That means I go back to my palette, get more paint, and start all over that way. That way. Look. I'm just dabbing it and the mosaic is done. So enjoy the process. Definitely send us pictures. We'd love to see your mosaic work. Okay, here you go. I kept this to work as we were doing the demonstration so you understand. Sometimes ready setup is good because if the paint doesn't dry, then I won't be able to show you. See that? Pretty, isn't it? So I'd like to see what you guys have come up with. So I'd love to see your pictures. Send it to Kukuruku, send it to my email, send wherever you want so that we get to see it. All right. Where, yeah, show the macaw. All right. Oh, so sorry. I've covered it up. Here you go. And now the macaw also needs a nice sky. You could do a blue sky. You could finish the sun here actually. That would look really cool. Let me see. How much time? We're okay. Can you tell me your email again? Should I type it here? Wait, I'll type it here. So you can send me. I'd love to see your pictures. Yes, you can take that. All right, let me finish this. Any questions, anyone? Because we are here in the Q&A time. So if you would like to ask me something, if you want me to show you the pictures again, I can just share the screen and show again. Should I do that? Yeah, you can send it there. Definitely artfest@kukuduku. That would be wonderful too. So that they have a beautiful record of all your paintings. Isn't it? Lovely. So tell me if anyone has any questions, any suggestions, any more, something you have done which I have not told you. Tell me, is that a good idea? Let's see. Tell me. Yes. We're almost out of time. Yes, it's not a mosaic. Vincent van Gogh's work is not a mosaic, but you just hit a beautiful idea, beautiful thought. Try and do the Vincent van Gogh Starry Night in a mosaic technique. Oh my God, you will just love it because of the colors, because of the lines and the beautiful spirals. It will look amazing. You can draw what? Demo Gorgon. All right, you can draw what you want. This bunch that we have seems extremely creative. So I'd love to see their pictures, Ishika.
For sure. So firstly, I would like to thank you so much for that splendid workshop. It was amazing. All the drawings are so pretty and I absolutely love them myself. These are superb. And also you children, you guys are so cute and so sweet. You have been drawing all along with the teacher and asking questions and being so interactive. You are so good. I mean, and you have also sent us some questions. So since we do not have a lot of time, I highly apologize that we will not be able to address all of your questions, but here are a few questions that have left unanswered by now. So I'm going to address it. The most common question that we have here is, ma'am, I'm out of paints and can I use watercolors or poster colors or oil pastels or brush pens or several different types of colors? So
Absolutely. What did I just show all of you? I showed you that I painted one part and then I'll bring it here and show you. And then what did I do? I suddenly felt like using a sketch pen. So I used a sketch pen here. And you know what? I could just pick up a oil pastel and do the rest of it. Doesn't matter as long as the technique is what is not compromised. If you're using the same technique, and that would be a great way to explore and see what happens when you use this over paint, then you yourself will understand, oh, you know what? This is a better way to do, or I enjoyed this better. So it's completely your artistic license, what you want to use. Any more questions?
yeah, and some children are saying that since I'm using brush pens, are there any tips for using that?
Absolutely no tips, just that the brush pen is a much easier tool than the brush itself, because the brush is it won't listen to you as well as the brush pen will. So I wouldn't worry at all if you're using a brush pen. Just make sure the technique is not compromised. That is, keep on doing the same little shapes that you do. And if you think that brush pen is getting too thick or something, then you know what, maybe your drawing was very small. Make a big drawing and use a reasonable size of your mosaic. That's all. Okay. You can all protection from glass, etc. I'm sorry, didn't get that question. Let
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna address that.
Yeah.
Amira has been asking this question since very long.
Mm.
It is, when we put pieces for the art, do we need to cover them with a polythene or something to protect
Yeah.
them
All
for
right.
sharp objects or so?
Absolutely. So if you are working with little tiles or even paper, a good idea would be to put a sheet of, like a film, a plastic film. Say, suppose you bought
Yeah, she's saying polythene. If we can
yeah,
put some
polythene would be,
polythene.
yeah, that would not be a bad idea. It will protect it. First of all, when you're doing with paper or these tiles, use the right kind of glue. And suppose, let me just tell you this. Suppose this is the glue and you applied it like this on this, okay? No, don't touch it with your fingers. Use the back to press it so that your hands remain clean, the paper remains clean, and keep a little tissue or something and dab it nicely so that the paper sticks properly, and make sure you leave those little gaps in between. Okay, then only you will find the mosaic technique. Okay, great. So are we all set to stop the workshop?
There are a few more questions.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
great.
I can see Pehel's.
Mhm.
There's one child named Pehel, and her mom has been asking questions this quite a few times. So
Mm.
it is that, please tell me, how do we send pictures? So Pehel's mom, please don't worry, I will address the problem. You can send us the pictures um, through to her email ID, or the best is that you can upload the pictures to your social media accounts, that is Facebook or Instagram, and tag the Kukuruku and
Mm.
the Camel India, and stand a chance to get featured and win a lot of exciting prizes. And I think that's all for the questions. Since we are running out of time, we cannot address any more questions. But children,
Mm.
thank you so much for being so attentive. It was lovely to have you all here and you all being so attentive. So thank you so much. So you have now been live in Kukruku Art Festival, the biggest and longest running festival for children. This session is brought to you by Camel India, India's favorite stationery brand, in association with our radio partner 92.7 Big FM, Dhun, Badal ke to dekho, and our publication partner, Sonalika Publications, nurturing thinking minds and shaping a better future. And of course, our entertainment partner, Pogo. So thank you so much, children. Thank you so much for that amazing workshop, and thank you so much to you, to Miss Kalyani Voleti. It was splendid. It was amazing. So thank you, children. Bye bye. Have an artistic day.
Bye.
Thank you
See
so
you again.
much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
हम तो ढूंढते रहे सपनों का जहां